Good evening. It's coming to the end of campaign week and candidates are still fighting for your vote.
Yeah, on today's show we'll be looking at the media coverage surrounding the Guild elections.
We'll also be joined by Brandon Hattiloni, Current Representation and Resources Officer, and Nat Cox, Current Activities and Development Officer.
Erin Santillo will also be in the studio talking about how the media groups have been covering this year's elections.
And that's all on today's Elections Update.
Hello and welcome to the third Elections Update. I'm Elliot Mitchell.
And I'm Reid Simone Cherry. With only one day left to campaign, we'll be finding out how media groups are covering Guild elections.
Yeah, Erin Santillo will also be in the studio to tell us how to keep connected on the night's events.
We'll also be hearing from Lizzie Sharp, who is hearing your views around campus.
Yeah, and don't forget voting will close on Thursday at 12 noon, so make sure you get your votes in then. If you're still unsure on who to vote for, head on over to guildofstudents.com and check out all the full-time candidates' information.
But first, we're joined by Nat Cox and Brandon Hattiloni. So now it's coming to the end of Guild elections. Do you think you're going to miss the process?
It's a busy time for me, obviously, but I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna miss it. Like candidates and voice every week, not really having to answer my emails. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm the same. I just love all the banners on campus. I know some people think it looks like messy, but I absolutely love it. I think it makes campus look really like alive and like colourful. So I'm gonna miss that really the most.
So last year there was 40 full-time candidates. This year there's only been 31. Why do you think there's such a drastic drop in numbers?
I think it's an interesting situation. I think last year was kind of a unique year with the ending of Guild Council. For a lot of people, it was their last opportunity to stay involved in the Guild.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I've looked at when I was analysing those numbers. But I think the promotion of the elections was pretty good this year. But I think we always have to keep working and building on showing people what the role is year round, so they'll be interested when election time comes.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah, and this is the second year that we haven't had a candidate for mature officer or the part-time students officer. Do you think those roles maybe need more publication or more people that want to do it or anything else?
I think definitely more publication of part-time officers is never a bad thing. Like they do so much good work, but it is hard being a part-time officer because they do it alongside their studies. So it's really up to the individual like how much work they can put in with their degree. So it's a tough one.
For that particular role, mature and part-time students officer, it's that subset of people is really difficult to engage in activities, because if you're a mature student, you might have a family, or if you're a part-time student, you're not here all the time. So being a part-time officer is a huge commitment. So for that's why it's traditionally been difficult to get students in that category.
Yeah, so talking about the mature and part-time students officer and also the home officer are two roles that have not been filled this year. Do you think that these groups risk not being heard?
I would hope not. I would hope that the next officer team takes their views into account, and when they're thinking of and designing things to do, they're considering those people. But it is always great to have the right representation directly there at Guild Officer Group.
I mean, we won't not have those officers. We will reopen nominations. So any part-time or mature students out there or home students out there, just look out for the reopen nominations soon.
By election and probably in autumn term of next year.
Okay, thanks for that, Nat and Brandon. But first, we'll be finding out the mood on campus surrounding your views, and our own Lizzie went to go and find all this out. Let's see what she said.
It's safe to say that the Guild elections are now well underway. The manifestos have been published and the banners are up. But what do you think the key issues of our next officer team should be? We spoke to students 2 weeks ago around campus to find out what they think the issues that need to be resolved are. What should be the key priorities for this year's Guild election candidates?
I really think that they need to look at what society members want in particular. So people who use the Guild often, people who come here for to eat, to chill out, to relax, to do work, whatever. It's all about making that environment kind of safe and comfortable, really.
I think one of the key things is the safety in Selly Oak. I think there's been a lot of things, especially on the Fab and Fresh pages, with assaults and things like that. I think they need to sort of steady the ship as such. with people feeling a bit unsafe, especially with myself in first year moving to Selly next year. It's that bit of wariness.
The main thing that I want to bring in for Activities and Development Officer, definitely the room booking system needs sorting out.
Leading societies to students and making students and the ease of students finding the societies and joining them and socializing there.
I think they have to think more about the international students, because I think international student brings a lot of problems to adapt in here also, and how they can make a friend in here as well. So because of a lot of international students in here, they have to meet voice from them and what policy gonna be in the future from them.
So do you think that the officer team now have currently brought in policies that are beneficial to you, or do you think that more can be done?
I think it is already been benefit for me and for most of my friends.
I think Society's Night was quite successful. I don't really know much about what they've done really. I follow a lot of them on Instagram and social media, but I don't know enough about what they've done.
So you said you're a first year, so I guess you haven't seen many guild election campaigns so far, but what do you think would make a successful campaign?
It's just about knowing who they are, because I didn't really know who the people in charge of the guild and stuff were until I sort of got here, kind of thing. And I think just making yourself known to everyone, and like I thought Facebook was a really good one, because they've all got their own accounts, and so I knew who they were through that. So it's just a matter of getting your face out, I think, is the biggest one.
I would say when they want people to take an interest in them, it isn't just sort of going up to them and sort of going, hey, excuse me, what are you sort of... It's a university, people are going to be busy, so I would change how you would influence people. Instead of just going up and talking to them, I'd find a different way of getting your opinion out there.
I think a successful campaign is made by the person running when they interact with people the most. So it's all very well putting up flyers and posters, but if they're not actually out there talking to people in the guild or around campus and trying to make an effort to interact with, the students, then I don't think they really get much progress made.
And are you going to be voting?
Yes, I will be.
Yeah, if they know what they're doing. Like, I'm not going to go in and just vote for someone I don't know, but if they've come across and gone, oh yeah, they're pretty sound, yeah, I would, yeah.
Once I know enough, yes.
Only if you know enough.
Yes.
Probably not, to be fair.
You're probably not going to vote.
I'm probably not going to vote.
But is there a way someone could convince you to vote?
Well, probably if, say, someone told me what is this all about and like what policies are there that we can vote for, that might make things easier.
Okay, they haven't opened yet, but when they do, you can check out Guild TV, and that has all the rundowns for you.
Thanks, Lizzie. So we're now joined by Erin Santilla, who's the news editor at Red Brick. Thank you for joining us today, Erin.
It's really nice to be here.
Thank you.
So, Erin, obviously this is the second year that cardboard hasn't been allowed in these campaigns around campus. And that's probably a good thing because, Storm Doris was through last week. So, instead, candidates are actually using social media. So is social media becoming more important?
I think definitely. I think we're living in a world in which social media is really integral, not just to social aspects of life, but also to politics. And so I think bringing it into this area of student politics, we see all their campaign videos. I think it really is integral, and sharing them via social media, of course. Yeah.
So the social media groups and the media groups here at this guild, how are they helping with this presence?
Basically, Guild TV, yourselves, you recorded 60-second profiles for each of the candidates, which I think are available online. Red Brick, who I'm representing this evening, we created little officer interviews that are now on an online guide. Burn FM interviewing people on their radio streams. And it's all being shared via social media, so everyone can really keep up to date with the action.
So on Facebook, on
Exactly.
Twitter.
Through Facebook, through Twitter, through all our websites. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so how can people get involved and keep up to date with the elections night itself?
Okay, well, this is quite important because especially if people aren't attending the event, then they can always get online, look at our Facebook, Twitter and websites to see the Guild TV stream, to watch or read even the live updates that Red Brick and Burn FM will be offering on the night. So it's almost like if the people aren't attending, then they can feel like they're in the Deb Hall themselves, watching and listening and reading the events live.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a great night.
Oh, it is. It is indeed.
Thank you very much, Erin. Unfortunately, that is all that we have time for. But thank you very much to Brandon, Nat, Erin, and to Lizzie.
Yep, so make sure you tune in tomorrow where we're going to give you a round off of what's been happening this week.
See you tomorrow.